Last time on What's Your Damage?
I drop the silver in his hand. I take the head.
This large metal thing in your arms, you notice, it has one word on it. Aswang. The center of the lake suddenly starts to boil and seethe, and two great geysers from that center spot explode up, steam rising from it. As it falls onto the grass and the land, you can see that it is burning hot.
We've got an unconscious Wobbles. Yeah, can I pick up Wobbles?
You see what appears to be a 13-inch tongue emerging from your bag. Riz, as you see this little Kobold Lusong all of a sudden appear, you can see fire start to glow in her hands as she sends it directly, seemingly at you, even though she's aiming for the fucking wild and woolly thing.
The head ran into the woods, right?
Yeah.
In the fog.
Yeah.
Goddamn head got away.
And then that'll be 8 healing, 2 wobbles.
8 maximum. That is a friendship heal.
One day they'll automate our imaginations
What?
and we'll call it AI.
Theater of the mind in my D&D?
Versevern handed me a note. I do not know what's on that note.
Do you like me? Check one. Yes, no.
One of you is displeased. The one who's eating it is displeased, but it isn't because she's dying. It's because it is just a little bit not good.
I take a nibble.
It's not good.
Why not?
What is my damage?
See, now that's a professional.
That was very worth it.
That's
Thank
good.
you.
Yeah, absolutely. Good call, Elliot, as well.
Yeah, well done.
Mm-hmm.
And also, like, I love it when people use thaumaturgy because I love applying the thaumaturgy sound effect to it.
Thaumaturgy. You get a thaumaturgy. You get a thaumaturgy.
Yes.
But yeah, so anyway, I mean, like, Riz at this point is absolutely incensed.
Really?
You don't say.
Getting burned by a rogue Kobold will do that to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
She might be literally incensed at this point. I don't know how good you smell when you're burning, but that was so bad. That was so dumb.
Meat vendor bad.
Lily's gonna go out on a limb. Lily's gonna go out on a limb again. We're gonna try something weird. So she can speak telepathically to any creature within 120 feet of her.
Oh.
She's going to try and just speak to the head.
Can I get from Sadia, what are you?
What are you?
So she
Okan is currently the only one in this party who knows she can do this.
Oh yeah.
the creature can choose whether to engage with you, correct? Or
It doesn't have to speak back. She's just going to speak to it. And no, I cannot read its mind or anything
Or
like
like
that.
triangulate it or anything. It's just it's like talking.
You should pretend you can though, just in case.
Okay, I mean, look, I know that was probably scary and you didn't like being separated from your body. I understand this. But we could talk about this and, like, maybe help you get home. You can respond to this message.
For English, press 1. For Spanish, press 2. For Infernal, press 3.
For Aswang.
Para español, marca dos. Actually, would it be Ara Draconic Macrados?
I just like this double attack of like a just fucking done with it, Riz, and then like a hey, I'm good cop right now. How are ya?
So that was rough. Do you want to talk about it?
As you send out this telepathic wave trying to make contact with the creature, nothing is forthcoming. You are in the middle of the forest. It is, the whistling has stopped because I think, I like to imagine that the Aghori are like, woo, that one's mad. Don't go her bad side. Just trying to.
Meow.
Wait, did you say meow?
I did.
Yeah, meow.
Meow.
At Riz in the middle of the forest, just screaming like, all of you were being dicks.
Yeah.
I am losing my shit right now. Could we not?
I'm trying to kill the thing you don't fucking like, and you're getting in my way, and you're making it hard to see. Fuck all of you.
However, as you are in the middle of this fogged forest, you do reach out with your 120 feet of telepathy, and nothing responds back to you.
Can't imagine it's gotten out of range. I just... Okot is having a hard time visualizing how a severed head could move that quickly.
Oh, God, don't make him describe it again.
No, not gonna.
Yeah, I mean, Lily, just to be clear, Lily does not tell anyone she's done this. She's just trying shit.
Fair. Yeah.
I'm like, all right. She gotta, like, she does, like, wilt next to Okot a little, like, oh, it didn't work.
You okay there, buddy?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I don't think it likes me.
I don't think it likes
fair.
anyone.
I mean, we are going to kill it, so I wouldn't like me much either.
I mean, it's a severed demonic head with a terrifying tongue. Do you want to be friends with that?
I mean, if it's nice.
I don't think it's nice. I
don't
from
think
what
so
I've
either,
seen
but-
so far, I have to conclude it might not be nice. And probably wouldn't make a good pet.
We're killing the head.
I wasn't even thinking about that, but... Yeah, I mean, how would you put, like, a leash and collar on it? Like,
You know,
See?
listen,
Exactly. It's going to run
you
away
get
the
a
first chance it
fucking
gets.
muzzle on it. Then you walk it, and by walk it, I mean you put it around the fucking head like a little cage, and then you fling it like it's a fucking shot put.
No. You walk it directly
that
over the
works
edge
too.
volcano.
Or into the ocean and watch it fucking sizzle.
Or into the ocean. Will it sizzle
It's-
in the... Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
oceans
I
are
forgot about
acid.
your oceans.
It's still weird that you just
Yeah,
in your oceans.
it's-
Of course it'll sizzle.
It takes me a minute. I was like, is it allergic to water?
Every life is allergic to water.
like, hey, Behol, like, you guys fought this thing before, right?
We did, yes, but it was very weak at that time, and we attacked it, when it hadn't fed, or right when it was feeding. So we had the element of surprise on it, whereas it has the element of surprise on us now, he says as he gazes around the forest with all the fog around him.
Alright.
So, you know.
They're fucking magic, right?
Like,
They're
how did
fucking
y'all
magic,
find it the
right?
first time?
They're magical creatures.
What?
The severed head that is still alive and kicking? I'd say so.
Aswang is fucking magic. All right. Jesus.
Oh, yeah, I mean,
Yeah. That's fine. And then Riz is just gonna pop detect magic and see if that does shit.
I don't think detect magic captures this creature. I think you might have another thing that
I know
may
I
do
might
it.
have another thing that does it, GM, because I remember last game when you had popped that specifically. for a reason. I remember, GM. The Kate remembers. But
That finds it or destroys it? Because I thought that destroyed it.
And I don't want to use it because I don't know where the body is. Which is what you want. I can hear you, Elliot. I can hear you thinking.
We found the body.
That was a humph of triumph.
He's like, yeah.
We should go back to that ritual circle we found earlier if we could find it in this infernal fog.
It's not go back there, though. There's no reason for it to.
I mean, is there a reason for it too? Because he said it was like, Bahol, you said that was like a perfect spot to end it?
It's at a very specific location that, if you know the magical lines of the world, is a place that, okay, I'm going to tell you the truth here, what I'm thinking. He says as he goes, I'm worried that this thing has traveled from Encanta and wants to begin reigniting Aswangs in various parts of the world. I worry that, have you met anybody weird lately?
I mean, define weird.
Look at this group. I've met nothing but weird people.
Thank you, Vasippa.
Okay, yeah, super fair.
I'm not even from here.
You're the weirdest of us all.
Not even supposed to be here today.
Oh, are you from, he looks at your clothing. Hetra?
Yep, nailed it. Got it in one.
Nice. He goes, like, somebody who just acted real, like, because there's a thing that they can do if someone's, I don't want to say weak-minded.
Easily, impressionably influenced.
Yeah,
Yeah, I've met someone just fucking like that today.
Well,
Listen, and then she's just gonna whirl on Viseverin, even though he had nothing to do with it and stuff. But listen, I fucking knew I should have just listened to the fucking things. Everybody always told me, you gotta stand up for yourself at certain times. That was the perfect time. I should have just fucking knocked him out and taken what I wanted. But no, I was fucking nice. Why was I fucking nice?
Because he was a merchant trying to sell you something.
Oh,
He was a fucking idiot, is what he fucking was. Because who the hell takes a weird, freaky ass head from a fucking salt circle in the middle of the woods and goes, yeah, I'm gonna fucking sell this? Actually, who?
Meat merchants. It's meat.
Right fucking mind is a traveling meat merchant. Who does that?
meat merchant?
Meat merchants do. The question answers itself.
Does seem like a bit of a storage issue
Yeah.
and freshness problem.
Okak gets it.
First of all, don't blame yourself. Second of all, don't beat up merchants because they're weird.
Anyway, all right, so got to track down dumbass meat merchant somewhere later on and potentially shank his ass because he's going to turn into a fucking ashwang. All right, that's great. What do we do about the ashwang that we've got right fucking now? Because I kind of think that we want to keep the head from the body. That seems imperative, right?
I agree.
Do we have any clues where the body might be? Because I imagine that's where the head is.
It's in the trees.
Ooh.
All right. In the trees. Well, we have some people who could tell us about the fucking trees if they weren't a bunch of fucking jackasses right now.
Eber Severon, do you have speak with plants abilities?
No, I was just about to cast Speak with Animals, though, so good call. Elliot, I'm going to cast Speak with Animals. Friends, fur, claw, and hooves, fellow forestmen,
did you say forestman?
I stand before you today. We seek a headless body. Spread the word. Tell me if you have seen such a thing.
I fucking love this to pieces. Okay. Persephone, when you speak with animals, you just widely announce this to any other animals?
In this case, this is what I'm doing. I think, let's see. I gain the ability to comprehend and verbally communicate with beasts, so it makes me think that I can Disney princess the shit out of this.
Yes.
At minimum, beasts can give you information about nearby locations, monsters, whatever they can perceive or have perceived within the past day.
Okay, delicious. So as you guys are in the middle of this forest clearing, all of a sudden, leaping, landing with a heavy thunk, is a creature which is pretty rare. Perseverance, you're not... Isn't the joke that you're not much of a plant guy, but you're more of an animal guy?
Yeah, trees can go fuck themselves. Yeah. Animals are our friends.
He's not vegetarian because he loves animals. He's a vegetarian because he hates plants.
Yeah.
Yes, carrots know what you're doing when you eat them, and I'm not going to stop.
But landing in front of you is a rather fearsome, almost for us, it has the body and general carriage of a gigantic fucking baboon. However, its face, it has like a blue fire in the middle of its mouth. This is a creature that is frequently known as an amamango. It is nothing to fucking... It is something to take with caution, generally, because they are not known for being particularly pleased when people go in their woods. Lots of things in this area don't love you going into the woods.
Yeah.
However, this creature lands right in front of the 6 of you. Well, 7, even though Wobbles is knocked out. As it does, it looks at the curious Dragonborn who has made his pronouncement. And
monkey!
Okay, so as soon as this thing lands, we have Luwewe go like, a monkey, as it is rather fearsome, with its knuckles on the ground. It still stands like a hefty 5'8", so you know that if it were to fully extend, it would be well over 6 feet. It looks at Verseverin, trying to make sure that it's understanding which one of you was the one that talked in its woods.
And Hukat goes, a monkey? Looking at Liwei.
Everyone waves his hands down to everyone else. Forgive our trespass, great beast. We seek a headless body to end this accursed fog and this blight on the lake and the surrounding lands. And what did you say the name of this creature was, Elliot? It was a lot of vowels, and I couldn't write that fast. And I wrote Awa Wong, and I don't Awa Mong, and I don't know if that's right.
Amamango.
Mungo. Thank you.
As the Amamango, it's catching what you're putting down, and it looks at Riz. As if Riz is, an equally fierce warrior that perhaps at another time they would settle whatever differences about before. It does have a problem that it does want resolved. And it says, a headless beast with entrails coming out the end, yes?
Yes.
Last we saw it, and he points he points to the south, which you would know is the direction that you were needing to go for the salt circle. It was coming from the south, heading north. However, it seems to have recently redoubled back.
Great Amamongo, do you have any influence of these lands over the winged beasts?
I have influence over everything in these forests.
May I respectfully ask, you task some birds with circling above where this headless being we seek is at. In this fog, it is difficult to track and to find things. I do not ask this freely or lightly. You or any of your agents come to me, I will return a favor.
Quid pro quo. Okay, yeah.
I owe you, buddy. Also, I just want to point out that I feel like the typical headcanon around Speak with Animals is that the druid speaks to the animal in their language. And so I just have this mental image of like Verseveron very respectfully going, like very deferential hooting.
The most Victorian version of hooting. What if a dandy talked to a baboon in baboonese?
I love this play. I would love you to roll me a persuasion check with advantage.
Here's where it all falls apart.
Come on, be cool. Be cool for once in your life.
This is not my persuasion-y person. Oh, that's a
hell
beautiful
yes.
advantage. A 2 and an 18.
Woo.
So you love to see
For a
it.
19.
Yeah, an advantage with a spread
baby.
like that. That's the sweet
That's
stuff.
nice.
2 fails, 2 really
that
high
feels
rolls.
good.
You're like, whatever. That was going to happen.
But yeah, that mwah, chef's kiss.
So with this, as you were talking to him, and giving him the good and propers which he deserves, which is kind of like the king of the forest in some ways, he begins to stand at his full height, which is not as tall as Riz, and not as tall as Verseverin, but still fucking
Still
tall.
terrifying.
Yeah. And you can see the blue sort of fire in his mouth instead of burning. Yeah, he has like a blue fire in his mouth, along with golden horns on his on the sides of his face, buried, intermixed with the with his fur. He stands.
You're
at his full...
Amamongos don't do that on your island.
Nope. I can honestly tell you, none of that is true in my world.
He stands at his full height with this regal bearing all of a sudden, taking you in as perhaps as someone that understands the full deference that people like adventurers should treat him with.
I drop to a knee and look up.
Okot, seeing Verseverin do this, very quickly does the same and like tugs Lee Wei down with her. Like, I don't know what's happening, but we should do this too.
Okay, all right.
I think that's like one of my favorite Liwei isms. Is I don't know.
The goddamn video of the woman that won the bronze biting it after seeing silver and gold do the same thing, but not know that it's biting it and just holds it to her lips. I've watched that more times than I think I've watched any single piece of content in my entire life. I can't get enough of it. It's that's
adorable
humanity, and I love it.
Yeah. And that is exactly the kind of energy that Okot brings to the table, especially right now.
And does Riz also join in, or does she still stand tall?
Well, I
and
was gonna say,
proud?
like, as soon as this thing landed and like gave her a once over, she like probably had her like hands on her hips, like Wonder Woman style pose, and like jerked her chin at it, like yeah, what's up?
What's up?
Yeah, and then I would nod to Riz
No,
like,
that was
head
when
head
it
up,
first.
like it's okay for one of us to be the
That
boss
was
here.
when it first landed and like gave her a once over. That was her reaction to it. I think at this point, she'll kind of cotton on to what's going on. She's gonna get down to one knee. She still has her head up and she's still looking at it, but she'll be on one knee.
Perfect.
I will say Lily is somewhat similar, like both knees on the ground, but she's just kind of looking at him and like has her hands in her lap with her head tilted to one side. Like, I don't know what's happening, but we're on the ground now.
Okat's on both knees and is like fully bowing.
Arkel is deferential, yet also ready to spring into action.
Yeah, and I think he says to, I mean, that is actually a very good thing. Like, what does he think? Does he think that Riz is the main boss and you are kind of her consigliere?
Is he asking?
So he... No, I'm just trying to think. I'm trying to think through what he's thinking.
Yeah.
Because that would make sense, especially as he did what with her. God damn it!
Yeah.
And just how fearsome she is as compared to most adventurers who end up in his woods.
In a very primal sense, Viseveron would appear more deferential than Riz, and do so intentionally. You know what I mean? Like, if Riz was to suddenly turn Okat style, Viseveron would have to keep trying to keep up. Because he does understand that, like, especially in the animal kingdom, there is this sense of like, well, who is in charge versus maybe
order.
Yeah, someone who's just like helping out.
Yeah, so I think with this and with your golden words here, he does stand at his full regal height, and he says, "It will be done. Take your rest, because it is a fearsome creature."
Thank you, Mighty One.
As he returns back to having his both of his fists on the floor, he gives a look over to all of you and begins climbing back up the tree.
Okat like salutes him as well, just to be sure.
Hi, Mr. Monkey.
That is Googling plush Amamongo.
And I would like to just add
is
here, as he gets back on the tree, it's just like it's like he pulls himself up twice and he's already gone.
Yeah.
He's so good with these woods, you guys.
I relay that to the group.
Great.
He's gonna ask to have the body signaled. He suggests we camp for the night, which I could not agree with more.
Here? Well, I mean, if he thinks it's safe here, I guess.
Did he say he thought it was safe here?
That was not a topic of conversation.
Okay.
I mean, he suggested it. That kind of, like, implies it. And Riz did tell off the trees really good.
Yeah.
I took it to be an implicit, tacit approval for us to camp within these woods. If you feel safer next to the boiling shores, we could discuss that as a camp option.
I mean, that doesn't seem better.
And I mean, we can take watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it going to piss the trees off if we have a fire?
Listen, right now, the trees can fuck themselves.
No. It's best to use dead
can't they
trees
usually?
for fire anyway.
They're fire resistant, so I mean, it shouldn't bother them too much.
Yeah, fair point.
The forests
Okay, yeah.
need fire as part of their own life cycle. They can respect that we
Yeah.
also need fire as part of ours. As long as it's not
That's a fair
destructive.
point. Says the
and
guy
not
who
for
hates
nothing,
plants.
Like,
I-
you and me got hit pretty hard.
We did.
Like, I don't know, but that thing hits like, I don't know, a boulder or something that hits really hard.
I feel
Like,
like, yeah, I feel like I lost approximately half my life force.
Yeah, interesting, because I feel like I've been more than a little singed. And she'll look very pointedly at a certain someone.
Singed. How did that happen?
I'm
Kobold's just
gonna
like,
say in Draconic. That one isn't careful with its magic.
You say it in Draconic?
Yeah, and pointing at Lasong.
Yeah, and the song does know Draconic.
Of course she does.
Yeah, and Okad does not.
This isn't between
That's why he said it.
smooth
Yeah.
skins. This is scale skin pride, and that little girl's got some fucking shit to learn. Yes, I also poked at Riz with my staff, but I hit the head. So
Yeah.
there's that.
You did not do
did
do
get-
a bunch of damage, which effectively took me to half my HP.
That you're still suffering from, let us point out.
Lily raises her hand.
God bless you, Ray. Oh my god.
Yes. Wait. I would like to imagine she's raising the hand that Okada's still holding.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, she just forgets and just raises both their hands.
Looks like Okot and Luewe have a question.
Apparently.
oh, hey, I didn't know you two had a question too. Okay, but question, not really a question. More like, well, I guess it's sort of a question. Anyway, so we're gonna camp. I think that's a good idea. Could we also talk about like maybe what the Aswang does?
Mm.
'Cause
Yeah, can we have a
never
lore
been to
dump?
camp.
What it does?
Like I don't know, like monsters in books, like they always do certain things, like they spit fire or they cause lightning or different stuff.
Riz and I first encountered the ball with Aswang written on it, and I now embarrassingly can't remember if we did any kind of history or whatever arcana roll to know about Aswangs or not. Is
We
that-
did, and I don't think we did well.
Okay, yeah. That was my vague memory of it. I've never heard of Aswangs. We have this metal sphere with the word carved on it, clearly related. My assumption there has been that
Yeah.
we somehow trap it back in the ball. How we do that, I don't know. What the Aswang can do, I don't know. What the Aswang's weaknesses are, I don't know.
Maybe
Lily just points to Behold.
He fought it before, and it comes from Encanta, where he's from.
Oh.
So Behold could tell us maybe more about what they're like,
Yeah, a hole.
Maybe.
You could do that, couldn't you? Maybe while we're sitting around a campfire resting?
Okay. Yeah, I can definitely do that. He sits down he sits down amongst the fire. Lusong is being fairly. Lusong is, as opposed to sitting around the campfire along with the rest of you, Lusong is just kind of standing around.
No. I'm shadowing Lasong.
My attention is not leaving her.
I'm physically going next to her.
Okay, so as she mooches about, you are also mooching about.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
All right,
Okay.
so just to be clear, at this point, we are actually setting up camp.
This feels
'cause we
campy.
were just
This feels
standing
campy.
around talking. So
Yeah. I
Okay.
think it's time for campfire stories, yeah.
We're in our camp arc. We're about ready to get ration pilled.
Okay, like Lily will go about setting up a campfire.
Have Lasong do it.
Everyone move out of the way. She's a little heavy-handed with that fire magic.
So do you actually have Lusong create the fire?
No. I don't trust this bitch as far as I can fucking throw her. And trust me, I can throw a real fucking fire.
Wouldn't that mean that you could trust her like a lot, though?
You know what? You're right. Did not think that through.
You could trust her as far as, no offense, he's unconscious. Wobbles could throw her.
Yes.
I was going to say that too.
That's like a joke on a shelf that someone just grabs for. It's there for whoever gets there.
Yeah, but it's not going to be Wobbles.
God bless you, Parker. This would have made him happy.
It would have.
Like he's dead.
It's what Parker would have wanted.
So as you guys are setting up camp for the night, and Bahol is trying to get some food ready, we and Verseverin and Lusong are pacing about. Bahol goes, okay, so there are several different types. There are several different types of aswangs. This one is a one that loves to eat entrails, if that's...
Ew.
Yeah, it's not great. It has the great tongue that it can siphon out your,
Ew.
how do you say?
You don't need to.
Blood? Okay.
You said
It just
I did say it.
it just slurps it up. I gotcha.
it.
Yeah,
Thanks,
yeah.
Rose.
Like a mosquito?
Yeah, actually, kind of close to that. They don't want to be known, because that makes, getting their prey, a little bit more difficult, right? So they want to intermingle amongst the populace and then just do their stuff at night, like now, he says.
Great.
So, I can tell you some of the things that it can do. We have salt, right? If you have a weapon, dip it in salt because it's resistant to anything that's not magical or salt laden. He thinks about it for a moment. He goes, this one is kind of a jerk. This one is, well, they're aligned with things that go bump in the night, of which there are many. As he says that, you just hear a low whistle somewhere out in the distance. He's like, nice. So, what we're going to confront is something that has wings and has its head now, and then also has only half a torso, so it kind of makes it tough to hit. He says as his voice gets very high. In truth, we weren't able to. We confronted it. However, there was like a big golden light that dealt with it and then automatically disappeared. So I don't know what that was. But they told us in our brains. They told us in our brains that we had to keep it in the salt, at least until the night went out. And I tried to. However, I don't know what happened with the salt. Oh, it was the rain or something else, he says.
It was the meat merchant. I mean, it was kind of the rain, but it was also the meat merchant.
Or the meat merchant, he says. There's a meat merchant?
Mm-hmm. Traveling meat merchant who's going to try and sell this for big money. Well, the head, I mean.
Oh, no. They were going to try to sell it to somebody to then also have them also be enthralled and become one.
Adorable. I'm going to fucking kill that dude next time I see him.
How do you know if somebody's enthralled?
Well, best that we can tell is that they seem to be very card strung on a certain course of action and they don't really waver from it, even if there isn't a lot of, even though it's not sensible for them to do that. Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah, he was totally enthralled. Do I get to kill him when I see him?
Well, if we kill this thing, he might not be enthralled anymore, so we wouldn't need to shed blood.
So let's start with the enthralled people. Work our way back to the enthraller.
I mean, if he was enthralled, then it wasn't on him, whatever he did, right?
I mean, he was still a dumbass who decided to be a traveling meat merchant with a wagon and saw a head in a salt circle in the middle of nowhere and said, oh yeah, I'm gonna take that because I'm sure that's fine.
Takes all kinds, right?
Although, speaking of, does anyone want any jerky?
Try some.
That's definitely an inspiration. Great job on that one. And he goes, so the only thing that we have to kind of worry about, which is a lot, but, so, like I said, there were multiple types. Would you like to know a breakdown of the different types, or?
Oh, you might as well know now. Why stop with the horrors now?
I think that this is fine.
This is fine.
It's fine.
Sitting in a burning forest.
Yeah. Cup of coffee.
I think sensing that he's like obviously really nervous, or at least, I mean, yeah, she doesn't need a vibe check for that. He's nervous as shit. She's just like, Lily's gonna shift over, just like sit right next to him. And how do I explain this? Like, just kind of sends him like a telepathic like wave of reassurance. Just calmness to try and ease that nervousness.
Aw.
Yeah, I think with that, he definitely kind of comes more to himself as he goes, okay, yeah, well, I mean, as long as it's mentionable, it's manageable, right?
Weirdly, that's a saying in my world, too. I mean, on my island.
Hedra, wow.
Yeah.
I hope to be there one day. So they are oftentimes shapeshifters. So the first one you're going to want to watch out for is a Baroka, an Aswang Baroka. This is one that is like a mixture between a giant eagle and a human. It's kind of a nightmare, where oftentimes most of its body will be eagly with a human face or a humanoid face. But then there will also be like one leg will have a talon and the other leg will be kind of still their humanoid form. So it's kind of a freak show. It's not great. They especially like us because we're like small and we're kind of small. And I think Lusong goes, I'd like to see him try to take me out. He could. Oh yeah, we'll see. Hopefully we don't.
I don't know. You might want to learn how to aim first, sweet cheeks.
Would you like to help me learn?
I don't know. Would you like to be my punching bag?
This is Lusong, yeah.
Wait, I thought Lusong was separate from this group. I've been trying to be very quiet because somewhere else.
Sorry, she's been pacing around the circle as opposed to sitting in the circle.
This is good. Hey, a couple zingers pass by, life goes on, but now I'm locked and loaded, baby.
Where all of these come from? Well, no, I'll save her for the last. There's also an Aswang Malakat, which, they like to be in forests like these. You can't miss them, except for, well, you can miss them until they're right up on you, because their eyes glow a horrifying yellow, and they have a mane like a horse, but a horse that's dead. And they look like a cat, but a mean cat. Like a dead cat. Does that make sense? His
Yeah.
respirations start to increase.
I think Lily just like wraps an arm around his shoulders.
So they also like to prey on us, which is not my favorite. There's the Monangal, which we just talked about, half a body. The lower half somewhere, they try to return unless you can kill the top half, or you can kill the bottom half, where it has nothing to return to. So that's pretty good. So two bites of the Oswong apple there.
What happens if you don't kill both halves?
The legs will just kind of walk until they walk off into the ocean and are never seen again, or meet their doom another way. Basically, it's mostly the top half, but it is very disquieting to just see legs walking around. Does that make sense?
It does.
Yeah, it would be.
Mm-hmm.
So, then there's the ones that, Mundarugu, who are, generally take the shape of, females, and they're seductresses generally. Lots of royal families have a prince or a princess is married a Mandarugu, only to find out, Aswang. They also like to prey on kobolds. And then there's like the witch ones, which are super magical, and they definitely love. They generally, those ones like to kind of hide as like upstanding citizens, to hide their wickedness. Though I clothe myself in odd old ends stolen forth from Holy Writ, and play the part of a saint when most I am is the sinner. I think it's something like that. Anywho, that's they generally come as like members of a upstanding members or healers. So watch out for healers if we have Aswang, because they might secretly be Mungakulalam.
I can assure you right now, I am not one.
I think we would have noticed by now, I hope.
You don't have a proboscis tongue, do you?
I really, really don't.
Okay. He says they also like to eat kobolds, and then there's like the oldest kinds called the gabunan. They are regal, they are beautiful, they are like the worst of the worst. They work with they oftentimes work with Olitheks. So,
Really?
and they like eating kobolds too.
I'm getting a lot of eating kobolds in this whole thing. But you don't have to worry about that because you're with us. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But, that golden light promised me that, we could handle it, so I'm going to handle it because I don't want to let him down or her down. Him. It's definitely a him. Okay.
And you're not going to. So, deep breaths, or I don't know. Riz, you do the calming down people very well. Can you do that?
Yeah. Okay. So you're breathing real slow through your nose. Count to 10 as you're breathing in. Hold it for 5, and then let it out through your mouth. Get all the air out.
I do love the Riz breathing exercise. Yeah, he definitely does that. As he does.
I think Lily is also doing this with her.
They're just doing their breathing exercises. Everyone be calm.
She's trying to learn this. She wants to learn this maneuver.
Yeah. Severin always jumps in, but he's not paying attention this time.
Yeah, I think like Lusong would pick up on that, and she's like, "Are we just like walking together? Is that kind of our thing?"
We have no thing, child. And I always speak to her in Draconic, just to be clear.
Okay, so we're just so happening to walk in unison this entire time.
I'm following you.
Asked and answered, she says.
That's it.
Well, I'm going to sit down if you also want to sit down.
Yeah, sit down next to her.
Okay, different topic. Maybe not the time for it, but we haven't really had any time for this before. Can I ask you guys a question?
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Outvoted.
Aw.
Just ask
Go
your
ahead.
question.
Okay, are we doing this? Like, is this a thing now?
And she just kind of gestures like the group.
What, you mean like adventuring together?
Yeah, like, I know we all said we'd help you find your sister, and I'm gonna definitely do that. I really want to help you find your sister. And we have, like, Wobbles' I think he's trying to find his memories,
Yeah.
right? And then we all have to find the Olafect. The Olafects, like the other one.
Yeah. Hey, Luwewe, I love you, darling, but I don't want to speak of these certain things in front of certain people here.
Why? Because she's rude?
Because I don't fucking trust her. How about that?
Oh. Okay.
Perseverant looks at Okot. She seems perfectly fine to me.
Oh God, just shrugs. I don't have enough information to make a judgment.
Rizzle, look at Persephone and then just look pointedly at who he's sitting next to and look back at Persephone.
Oh, you were talking about me? That's fair.
No! Talking about the little bitch that tried to fucking kill me.
Yeah,
I say in Draconic, they don't trust you.
I caught that, she says.
You
did.
I
You
also
did.
speak common.
You caught that?
Yeah.
So you can pay attention to your surroundings, child.
Okot leans over to Riz and sort of sotto voce goes, with all the natural enemies kobolds have, you think they'd be hesitant to make more.
You know?
No,
For
they just
real.
need to get together in groups of 3 or more, and you're fucked.
I think like Lily also switches to Draconic. She's like,
Oh, I trust her. I just don't like her.
I like her. I don't trust her.
I mean, if you guys want to talk, that's fine. I can walk away into the dark.
No.
Yes.
No. There's too many things in the woods that eat kobolds. I don't want her to get hurt.
Neither do I, but if she wants to walk into the woods and get eat, that's her choice.
It's not if she feels like we're sending her out there. That's
We're not
mean.
sending... Little one, no one is sending you anywhere. You can do whatever you want. Which should be obvious to anyone who has seen her act. She does what she wants.
I mean, so does everybody, really.
As we should.
So I'm kind of following your life philosophy, I'm hearing, is what Lusong says to you for Sevron and Draconic.
I thought this like whole exchange was in Draconic, but yeah.
It's all been a Draconic. Perseverant is actually taken aback. Well, it's not a great philosophy, but it is a philosophy.
So, with the affectionately titled lore dump, is there anything that you guys want to do, or do you want to, since it seems like Riz isn't comfortable talking about is this a thing, while Lusong is there?
Yeah, she's specifically uncomfortable with mentioning too much specific shit in front of Lusong.
Too much backstory happening.
But if everyone else is fine with it, she'll go along with it, but she doesn't like it.
Riz told her no, so Lily's just dropping it like a rock.
Yeah, Okot certainly doesn't want to piss off Riz. Case closed.
It doesn't matter what Viseveron thinks because Riz does what
no
Riz
one else is
decides. Riz is in charge.
So, do you guys bunker down for the night, or do you guys with?
Oh, I was gonna say we need to plan out watches, and Lusong doesn't get one.
Viseveron is going to stay awake while Lusong is awake.
Fair.
I mean, yeah, Lily will volunteer for whatever fucking watch nobody else wants. So,
Yeah. Well, Okot says, I personally feel like maybe Li Weiwei and I should rest first.
100% agreed.
No, well, Riz got beat up too.
I was gonna say that since we were there, and just like chilling, Riz could have healed everybody, but it would cast a spell. It would be a spell slot.
Yeah, but you're going to get
We're
back
about to
when you
rest, yeah.
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
While everybody was like eating and talking and stuff, she would have taken 10 minutes to cast Prayer of Healing.
Ooh.
And up to 6 creatures in range regain 2d8 plus my spell casting. So let me do this.
And then I
mean,
think
honestly, good idea, because if we get jumped in the middle of the night,
Yep.
I mean,
Mm-hmm.
So, fuck yeah, everyone gets 19 points of healing.
Yeah, baby.
I've got a combat healing that if I don't use, I can use in a situation like this. But this is way better. This is a perfect out of combat healing spell.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. I took it.
Thank you, the Riz.
Of course. Everybody. So, yeah. So everyone gets healed, unless they didn't take any damage, because I can only pick 6, and there's 7 of us.
I can take care of myself.
Okay. Cool.
I guess Lily will volunteer for the mid shift.
All right. Well, now that I'm healed up, I'm happy to take first watch if everyone else wants to get some shut-eye.
I mean, I feel like it should be 2 people on watch for each, personally.
Oh,
And
that's
we
fair.
have 6, but that does mean Lusong is going to be with one of us.
I'm watching Lasong. I apologize. The rest of the camp will have to figure out the watch schedule without me, but without having to take into account, and then switching back to Draconic, the Fire Lord.
What?
So it could conceivably be, like Luwewe and Okot, Verseverin and Lasong, and then Riz and
Bahol.
Bahol.
Mm-hmm. And I feel like since Wobble's got knocked the fuck out, he gets to just sleep.
Yes. He does.
That's why I was saying there's 6 of us. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. We'll do it that way.
So first watch is going to be Okot and Luwewe, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. In that case, one of you roll me a d12.
You want to do it or you want me to?
Oh God, you don't want. Oh, you don't want me. To do it. You do that.
I'll do that.
Oh, an 11.
We do want me to do that.
Okay.
No, we don't. That's bad. That's over.
What?
50.
No, I got excited. Don't make it bad.
It's over 50%. That's a D12, and it's over 50%, Elliot.
I don't know how to
in
feel
this
about
case-
D12s when it's not damage.
Okay, Okot, can you roll me a? Let me check my list. D8, please.
In our experience with the home game, rolling D12s and rolling high is bad.
What about
Great.
D8s? Elliot, she just got a 6 on a D8.
Worst.
So, okay, great. So we have an 11 and a 6. Nothing to worry about. Have a good night, everybody.
You're attacked by
except for-
17 vampires.
Get fucked, nerds. Okay, as you guys settle down for the night, and Luewe and Okot are keeping the first watch after that fucking Ace's healing from Riz while you were sitting around having some food. You know,
Listening to real life ghost stories.
as you know, when you are alone in the woods, you can certainly hear everything that happens in them, especially when creatures are traipsing their way through the crack of branches as it navigates around these heavily wooded forests. And in regard to that, or following that, you do hear something coming in these woods. You can hear the steady footfalls as the creature, whatever this is approaching you. And it seems that it knows exactly where you are. Perhaps it's the fire that gives away your position.
I didn't want to interrupt you, but I was going to point out that we probably put out the fire when we all went to sleep, because it does not make sense to keep a fire going.
Sometimes it does. Fire keeps away a lot of things, but it also attracts
I think
others.
that would depend on what Verseverin said. Like, if Verseverin said it'll keep stuff away, then it stays. But
It keeps away a lot, but it also is a signal.
All right.
However, as this creature is coming closer to you in this fog where you can't see much past where the firelight ends, you do feel it affects you on an emotional level, and that emotion.
What kind of emotion? Because I'm getting ready to like pop my arms of the astral self
And just start punching away
for the
And that's
last
when I started
available
punching.
time.
let
Yeah.
me finish the sentence. Hold on.
Well, that's why I want to know what emotion I'm feeling right now.
God bless you, Okot.
It is a, despite how creepy this is, it is a very calming presence. One that's familiar to you.
Lily immediately like bounces, goes, no, it's okay, and just like goes off into the darkness toward it, running.
Okay. Bye.
Cool. Look at her go.
Okot calmly gets ready to fight.
Oh my God. Cracking your knuckles, just like, yeah. Alrighty.
Like, all right, I'm sure everything's going to be fine, but just in case it's not.
Yep. Okot doing stretches.
Yeah. I'm getting punchy.
As Lily tears off into the forest, you, Okot, being left alone on this watch, you hear. Does she squeal? Does she squeal when she sees?
Oh, absolutely. There is definitely a very familiar happy squeal in the darkness.
As you hear that squeal, you can hear this. You can hear this creature encroaching, and squeals of happiness also have that. Squeals of happiness, is certainly under cover of the deep fog. Is it happiness or is it terror? As the creature comes closer, Okot, you start to see it being lit by the light. And we'll cut there.
Thank you for listening to What's Your Damage Season 2, featuring Ray Palmer as Luwewe, Sadie Blake as Okop, Kate Ingram as Riz Parcheesi, Douglas Gale as Perseveron, Parker Postini as Wobbles Waggletop. Elliot Rose is our Dungeon Master. Audio engineering by Sadie Blake and Douglas Gale. All music created by Sadie Blake. Sound effect attributions can be found in the show notes.
Hey, thanks for listening to the show. You can find more of What's Your Damage on Apple Music and Spotify, or on our website, wydpod.com. We've got maps, just gorgeous character art, and tons of lore for Onisino. There's also going to be a sign up for our newsletter, which features content warnings for all episodes upon release, because we think that's super important. And for those of you that want to chat with us on social media, because you love us so much, you can find us at WYD Pod, and that's WYDPODD on Instagram and Threads, as well as a bunch of others listed on our website. In case you don't like those first two, you can find us elsewhere, because if there's a place to be, we're probably there already. So, please stop by, say hi. We would all genuinely love to hear from you.